At first I was a little skeptical because
Okay.
we come from areas with these big farms and big properties.
Yeah.
But I soon realized in Ghana there's not the land owned is smaller and smaller areas, and one would have to make do with what you've got. And I was really impressed with the setup here, the houses, the pastures, the paddocks. There's definitely a future in more intensive systems like this.
Yes.
That I can even take to South Africa for
Yes.
people with a small plot. That really impressed me.
Hi, Johan. Good to have you here. Let me give you an official welcome to the Semanhyia Learning and Development Farm here in Suhum in the eastern region of Ghana. I think I should have asked you if you know where you are, not the name of the farm, but the area.
I don't know exactly.
Anyway, I gave the answer away. We are in Suhum in the eastern region of Ghana, and I remember telling you how this is like the wet belt,
Yes,
the middle
yes, I
belt.
remember.
Anyway, I saw my boss take you around, give you a tour of the farm. This is a farm you've probably seen on the internet a lot, read about it.
Yeah.
Let me pick your observation and impression of the farm.
At first I was a little skeptical
Okay.
because we come from areas with these big farms and big properties.
Yeah.
But I soon realized in Ghana there's not the land owned is smaller and smaller areas, and one would have to make do with what you've got. And I was really impressed with the setup here, the houses, the pastures, the paddocks, the hospital area you've got.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see, and what you're doing here is really impressed me with the small area you've got, the way you work with the animals, and there's definitely a future in more intensive systems like this.
Yes.
That I can even take to South Africa for
Yes.
people with a small plot, and
Yeah.
and if they want to do something like this,
Something
even
like
in
this.
South Africa, small area, infrastructure wise, I can see the designs that's been the time it's taken to design these paddocks and houses. Let's call them houses for the goats.
Yes.
That really impressed me.
Nice. So you've literally seen the intensive system of farming I was telling you about.
Yeah. And with these small properties, we need to be more intense.
Yes.
Intensive on the management side and treatment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I see that it is possible, and
Yes.
in my mindset, I was, as I said, skeptical on small properties.
Yes.
And we call it intensive on big acres
told
South
you.
Africa, but the amount of animals you have here and the vegetation you have here compared to South Africa, you can make it work in a more intense area.
Thank you so
Management
much.
It's going to be a big challenge maybe, but it's definitely manageable.
Yes.
And doable.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And talking about intense, I also know you visited a number of farms around, and you have experienced our climate, at least for yourself now. What would you say is the biggest challenge with this kind of climate? Because we have different kinds of climates.
Again, if I can go back to South Africa, there we've got, except for the Western Cape, where we've got rainy season in the winter, cold and wet. The northern regions have more hot and dry areas. Yes, we do get rain and stuff, but it's a thunder shower in the afternoon, and we don't have this high humidity in the area where we
kept complaining about the humidity.
No, it's a lot. So, but with that said, the humidity, especially when we look at internal parasites, is a big problem.
Okay.
Because in South Africa, with the dry situation, the drier climate, we can control the parasites in a different way, and we get them to die off more easier than you'll be able to get here in the high humidity area. wetness and if we've got higher temperatures and high humidity or wetness, the parasites increases just that.
So
that
just to be clear, with this kind of climatic condition we have here, especially in Ghana, the biggest challenge would be dealing with parasites.
Yeah, internal parasites.
Internal parasites.
Internal parasites.
Not so much about the external parasites.
No. External parasites, there'll always be some external parasites.
Okay.
But even the farms that we visited, I've only seen 2 ticks.
Okay.
So from our experience in South Africa, ticks is a much bigger problem that I've seen
than
here.
You've seen here.
On the 2 or 3 farms that we've been to.
Great.
So external parasites, I think, it's not as big as a problem
as
at the moment
parasites.
as it is, as we see in South Africa.
Nice.
Internal parasites, definitely a big problem.
Definitely a big problem. Then guys, buckle up because we are going to get some education on how to tackle that. Because I already introduced Johan to you in a previous video about he being a veterinary officer with close to 20 years of experience, and that is no child's play. So buckle up, like I said, because today we are going to get some education on how to tackle internal parasites, basically, and every other question that would come up. So over to you, my sir. How do we handle and tackle this issue of internal parasites, given the condition we have here in West Africa?
Okay, let's start.
Yeah.
It's going to be technical, the first little part.
We welcome it.
But we have to do the technical to
Yes.
get to the control.
Yes, please.
Okay, so if you look at the life cycle of internal parasites, and we're talking mainly our roundworms, our nematodes.
Okay.
There's basically part of the cycle, which is in the host, in the sheep or the goat.
Yeah.
And then the other part of the cycle, which is the major part actually, is outside the host in the fecal pellets where the eggs are laid in the feces, and in the pasture area, and then the infective stage, which infects the host parasite.
What is the infective stage again?
Okay, I'm coming there.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with the adult worm. The adult worm is in the host animal. Let's call it a goat for this experience.
Yes.
Okay, so it's in the goat. The adult parasite, adult worm, drinks blood and uses the proteins in the animal to replicate and so forth. And by replication, in the end, we get eggs.
Okay.
The eggs get excreted into the environment, in the pasture.
Yes.
And then in that pasture or in that eggs, the first 2 stages of larvae, the larvae hatch. You get stage 1 and stage 2 of larvae. Those larvae don't only eat bacteria that's within that fecal pellet.
Okay.
It doesn't survive on anything else. So it uses that fecal pellet to feed on bacteria and so forth. From there on, it molts again after the second stage to an infective stage, L3 or larva 3. But the infective stage doesn't eat anything. With that molting, you get a little cuticle that sits around the head part of the larvae, and that prevents him from eating. All that little parasite does with his energy is goes up and down and up and down and up and down that grass stalk and so forth. And then from there on, the adult or the host animal comes again, eats that larvae, and the cycle repeats itself.
I see.
Okay, so that's the technical aspect.
Sure, fair enough.
So just again, a little bit back to the technical, sorry. When we look at hatching of that eggs out of the feces, we're looking for humid, wet conditions and warm conditions for that stuff to hatch.
And we have these conditions.
Excellent, hot, humid conditions in Ghana. So,
Excellent.
So the hatching of that eggs into the larval stages is enhanced.
It's enhanced,
in this area.
Yes.
So
go and find Farming in Africa on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram, YouTube. You are going to gain a lot more and more from it, and you are going to give it thanks after it, like me.
We get a lot of eggs that hatch, and you get a lot of infective larval L3 stages that can infect your hosts on your pastures. Okay. In that cycle, about 3%, only 3% of the parasite is within the host. 97% is out of the host. So if we look at treatment for worms in sheep and goats and cattle, we're only treating with medications,
Yeah.
3% of the life cycle. So 97% we need to manage, because we can't treat there, we need to manage that 97% outside those.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
if we can quickly go to some remedies that we can use, that's registered for sheep and goats to kill the adult and some larval stages.
Okay.
But because it's in the host, that's where we're going to treat the adult parasites.
Okay.
And I'm not marketing any product or anything.
Yeah.
It's just the products we've got on the farm here I'm explaining with.
Okay.
So there's some ivermectin or ivermectin.
Okay.
There's iradiworm plus tape.
Okay.
And then we've got Panacea BS and Maxifluke.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to use the one product we've got here and easy to show.
Okay.
But there's different categories or the different classes of anthelmintics.
Okay.
So there's, let's say about 10, there's about 10 classes. Class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What are the classes? Are you talking
Okay,
about groups?
classes, yes. Let's call them groups.
Groups,
and
okay.
The groups
Yeah.
is different method of action of killing the parasite.
Right.
Some only paralyzes them, some actually kills them,
Okay.
some make them lose the ability to attach to the cell walls.
Okay.
Other makes them more, their external body,
Okay.
so it can't absorb any proteins and
Okay.
stuff like that. So it's actually just the mode of action between
Mode
the
of
different
action.
classes different.
Okay.
So
And you said we have 10.
yes, we
And
have 10.
out of the 10 you mentioned, each has a specific active ingredient
yeah,
that
there's-
determines the mode of action.
Yeah, on each group,
Yeah.
there might be 2 or 3 active ingredients, but
okay.
they do the same
Okay.
work. They,
Yes.
they work on the same principle,
Yes.
killing the parasite.
All right.
So of those 10, let's say we've got, I don't know even how many there are, but
Yeah.
let's say we've got 50 different active ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
but they all get classed under those 10
Okay.
10 groups.
Okay.
So group 1 will probably just have, well, there's one definitely, ivermectin.
Yeah.
That's group 1.
Yes.
And then we go to group 2, 3, and 4. And different groups will have different named active ingredients.
All right.
But that group of active ingredients work on the same principle
Okay.
in killing the
Yes.
parasites.
All right.
Okay, if we're going to start, let's start with Panacea, for instance.
Okay.
There's a little number there. You
Yeah.
can see it's number 2.
Number 2, yes, I see
Okay,
it.
so this one falls in group number 2.
Okay.
For me, explaining to a farmer, I'm not concerned of what the active ingredient actually is.
Okay.
I want to know, is it number 2 or
Okay.
number 1 or
Okay.
number 10?
Okay.
Because then I can know, yes, the farmer has used something in group 2 since
Okay.
they all work the same.
Yes.
So
yes,
he's
yes.
used something in group 2 and now suddenly the parasites don't die anymore by using that group 2 anthelmintic.
Okay.
So my recommendation will be then to change the group number. Change the group that you
Change
use.
them, yes.
So you use a different group of killing mechanism.
What's the basic reason for changing them regularly?
Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest reason is resistance.
Okay.
So we don't want to treat animals with the same active ingredient or the same group of active ingredients all the
Right.
time. For instance, let's take Panacea and Maxifluke. They are both groups number 2.
Where is the
There's the
number
number
2?
two,
So,
and there's the
so
number
these
2.
two brands are
So-
literally
so
doing the same thing.
If you dosed with this and next time you do it with,
With
this,
this.
one, you're basically doing this, killing them in the same manner.
Yes.
And if this doesn't work, it doesn't
This
help
won't work.
going to, this won't work either. So
Interesting.
that's the mode of action in which it kills the parasites.
So then you would advise farmers
Then,
out
yeah,
there to look
then-
out for the numbers.
Yeah, look for the numbers.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, I have been on some farms here where I looked at the products
Yeah.
and there's no numbers on there.
Ooh.
And that's making it a little bit difficult. There you'll need to go and do some studying.
Yes, 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 yes.
And go and see what different group that anthelmintic falls into.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, but to keep it simple, let's say you've got good products. where you can actually see the numbers.
Yeah.
So if you realize these products with number 2 doesn't work anymore, you go to a different product. Let's go to, this
group.
is a combination, a different group. If you'll see on the radioworm, there's a 3 and an 8.
So this would be more potent because it has a combination.
You've got a combination of group 3 and group 8.
Great.
Anthelmintic.
So pause
And
right there
obviously-
for me. If I use this alone at my farm because of the combination, which makes it more potent,
Yeah.
with time, can the
can-
animals also build resistance to this?
Yeah, you're going to build resistance to both compounds.
Interesting.
Not just one.
Do we have one that has a combination of all 10 groups?
No. Unfortunately
Okay.
not. Actually, fortunately not. Because if
Okay.
we do have had something like that, then, and the farmers use it incorrectly,
Yes.
indiscriminately,
Yes.
then we're going to develop
Resistance to
all
all,
of them
yes.
in one go.
That's
Okay.
true, yeah.
So there's another one, ivermectin, that's from group 1. for
Group
instance.
1, okay.
So my recommendation will always be change your group every
Yeah.
time you dose.
Okay.
When you dose an animal and you realize, okay, group 2 doesn't work, you go to group 3 or group 5 or group 10 or whatever. And then by the time you get back to your first group that you've used,
Yes.
there wouldn't be resistance to that group anymore. And
Yes.
then, let's say number 2 that we've seen now, the Panacure, then Panacure will be effective again.
Yes.
Because the length of time you've taken to get back to that first group is long enough not to, and to destroy your resistance,
Yeah.
or lessen your resistance at least
So,
to
okay.
that first.
So as a vet officer, you would advise that livestock farmers deworm how often?
I'd advise treat as necessary.
I see.
I don't like at all a set time. Let's deworm every 2 months or every month or every 3 months.
Okay.
It's a selective treatment for only those animals that needs it. And
Okay.
there's methods we've done, and we've showed you on the farm.
We are going to come to that,
Yeah,
because
we've
if you tell me treat as necessary,
Necessary.
then how do I know, okay, this is a necessary time for me to treat?
Okay.
Yes, so go there for me.
The easiest, there's a system that was developed in our little
Okay.
country down in the south, South
Okay,
Africa.
okay.
It's called the FAMACHA scoring system.
Yeah.
It's a system where you look at the mucous membranes of the eye,
Yeah.
and you score it 1 to 5.
Okay.
So 1 being the worst,
Yeah.
the most anemic. We look at the colors. White is a 1, nice and pink
Yeah.
will be a 5.
Yeah.
So that's the scoring system we use, and usually when it's a 3, it's questionable if the goat's still doing all right.
Okay.
You as farmer need to decide, am I treating or not?
Okay.
But anything less than 3, a 1 and a 2,
You
or
have
1 and
to
a half,
treat.
we recommend
Yeah.
treating.
Okay.
Anything with a 4 or a 5,
Yeah.
we don't treat.
Okay.
Okay, and that also comes in with resistance, because those worms within the animal that's maybe got a 4 or a 5 anemic score, FAMACHA score, we don't want to treat those animals.
No.
Because the worms inside of them won't see our anthelmintic we use.
Okay.
So we lessen the chance of resistance developing
Yeah.
within those animals that we don't treat.
Yeah.
If you only treat those animals that needs the treatment, we only treat the worms that needs,
Yeah.
that's too much. And those worms will, when they get eaten or survive, and those that do survive, and starts building a resistance because they've seen the anthelmintic, but again they will breed with those that haven't seen the anthelmintic.
Yes,
and we
yes.
get a lesser aggressive
Yeah.
worm developing.
Yeah.
Okay, because of we've got clean or resistant and non-resistant and worms.
Interesting. I always say when I meet professionals like this, I never want this production to end, because then you want to get as much as you can before they go. But remember, I told you that, as always, if you have any questions, do keep them under the comment section, because hey, there is a relationship, and we can always go back and get as much info as we can. If I were you, and my eyes have been opened to the dire consequences of having, is it worm infestation at your farm, so to speak? see, you would really take this education very seriously. Think of the effort you have put into their feeding, the infrastructure and all of that, and you lose them, guys. You would need to take that seriously. Who knows, I might catch Johan again. But till then, if you are not following us across our other social media platforms, if you are watching me right here on YouTube, do you know that we are on Facebook? Go there and follow the page, because then all of these tidbits would also be available to you. We are on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. And if you are watching me on YouTube, like I said, please subscribe, because this journey, we are not ending it today. And I need you to get all the right information, knowledge, education to be able to do this livestock agribusiness right. My name is Nadia, and today all the way from the Semanhyia Learning and Development Farm with Veterinary Officer Johan. Johan what?
Johan Barkhuizen.
From which part of South Africa?
From the Limpopo province in South Africa.
Ah, okay. He has said it himself. With over 20 years of experience in veterinary medicine, we came your way basically with a wealth of information and education on how to tackle worms. We love you, and stay tuned for all of the other educative productions we would come your way with. Johan, on behalf of my boss and our entire lovely online audience, we say thank you so much for the education.
I'm glad I could help.
Thank you. We shall see you guys again. Bye-bye.